Hello everyone and welcome to today's workshop. My name is Anagha. I'm a multimedia artist and also an art educator at Skillshare, and I'm from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. So in today's workshop, we'll be painting a dreamy sky using gouache, flash gouache paints. So yeah, this is what we'll be painting today. And as mentioned in the materials list, for this, you'll need an A6 paper. The one that I'm using is 245 GSM, while like you can also go 245 plus, that is 300 GSM is also fine. So this is the first material. And after that, we'll need the paint. We'll be using a total of 6 colors from the flash paints. That is yellow, orange, pink. It's not a dark pink, as you can see, somewhat light. Then this is violet, blue, and black. So these are the 6 colors that we'll be using today. So yeah, these are the paints. And next, we have the brushes. So I'll be using a flat brush. All these are old brushes of mine. And this is a round brush. So these two are the main brushes. And this is actually one old brush. So this is just for detailing, like it's in a very bad condition. Like I just use for making trees or something, leaves. So I'll show you the technique. Next, we need a tape and a mixing plate, then water and a waste cloth. You can see this is what we'll be painting. Let's begin by taping the edges. So as you can see, all these 3 sides are of same size, and the bottom part alone, I have taken the entire width of the tape. So if you want, you can do this or you can go along, like it's up to you. So this side, I'll be keeping it fully covered. In case of flash paints, actually the paint is consistent already. So I won't be adding much water. Okay, let me explain the picture first. So we'll be starting with the blue corner. We'll start with blue, and that will be around this right top corner. And we'll start diagonally from here, and then we'll move on to this side. The thing is, we'll start with blue, a little part of blue, and then we'll slowly start blending it with violet and then pink. And then coming down, we'll slowly add orange and yellow. And finally, once the paint is dried, we'll do this details. I'll start with blue. You need to have blue and purple ready. I'll just keep them open. Blue, purple, and pink. So I'm keeping these 3 colors open. So these are the 3 colors that I'll be using. Okay, now I'm using a flat brush. So using a flat brush, I am taking a little blue. Any light blue would do. So on the rightmost corner, I'll just mark a little blue like this. Not a straight line, but somewhat a slanting. So this is somewhat the center of the paper, right? So till there, I'll do this blue in this way. So after that, I'm taking purple I'll take a little purple and I'll slowly start blending purple next to blue. The paint that I'm using is already wet, somewhat wet, so I can blend them directly. If you're not able to blend it because the paint is thick, you can add a little bit of water. So I'm taking a little water and I'm blending. Don't add, don't add too much of water. Next, my motion would be this way. So I'll take a little more purple, light purple, and the same way I'll do these kind of strokes. Okay, so during this process, I am not going the brush strokes are only from left to right. I'm not going from right to left. Once after one stroke, I'm just lifting my brush and I'm continuing the same process till this end. So after this, same way, I'll add pink. So I have pink now. I'm carrying on the same process. But you don't have to reach it till the very end. Just a little would do. Violet should also be a little visible. It's like just a stroke and then I'm lifting my brush. Okay, this side I'm just blending it from right side also. Okay. So I hope it is clear. On this side, I'm just blending both the colors. So this area, the color is almost like pink and violet mix. So in this very last corner side, I'll just add pink. I'll only add pink and just mixing, like filling this area with pink. So this space is almost half of the paper. So only till here, I'll be mixing pink. Same way, if you like, we'll be doing the same thing with other colors as well. Now I'm slowly adding orange. I'll take a little orange. You can clean your brush because it has some blue already in mine. I've taken a little orange. Before we use orange, let's start from the bottom part so that the blending would be easier. So you need to leave a little space. So this is the bottom part of the paper, okay? Because of the tape, it's not clearly visible. So I leave around this much space for the plants and all, where we'll be giving the black color. And next layer, from here, we'll be painting yellow. And then we'll slowly blend it with orange. And then finally, we'll blend orange with this color. So for that, I'm first taking yellow. I'm taking yellow directly. The yellow that I have is not that bright, so I'm just taking the same color. If your yellow is very bright, you can add a tiny bit of white to it. So from this from this line onwards, I'll paint. Okay, my paint is a little thick, so I'll add a little water. Don't add too much of water, just a little would do. So this is the first layer of yellow that I'll be painting. So next, you can take a little orange, a very little, and I'm mixing it with this yellow. Like a drop of orange would do. So I'm taking a little orange and adding it with this yellow. And I'm slowly blending these two colors. I'm leaving a small gap for this yellow. Rest, I'm filling up with this color. Since my paint is already a little wet on the paper, I'll show you another way to blend. That is, I'm taking you can see a very little orange and I'm directly applying it on the paper. You can try this out, but if you're not confident enough, you can mix it in your plate and then do. So I'm adding another layer of orange first, and then with the same brush, I'm just going back and forth and blending these two colors. See, since the paint is already wet, you can see the blending is coming out very smoothly. You can just give it a try. Thing is, your paint should be not very thick. So you can repeat the process till you're satisfied with your blending. So you can see we have yellow and orange. You can try blending in your own way. Like one method was just adding this color, that is adding orange to yellow and slowly building up. Otherwise, you can, when the paint is already wet, you can just blend it directly on the paper. So after this, you already have orange. So I'm again taking a bit of orange directly from the bottle and I'm just doing another layer of orange. And now I'm taking a little bit of pink. My orange is a little wet. And just above that, I'll add this pink layer. And I'll just mix them just the way how we did with orange and yellow. See, I'm mixing it slowly. I'm not putting much pressure on my brush. You can see the blend is coming out pretty well here. Don't add too much of water because sometimes it may damage your previous layers. While painting with gouache, water control is an important thing to keep in mind. So yeah, I have orange here and yellow. The same process. I'm just bringing a little bit of orange upward. From here, I'm just slowly going upward like this. I have a little paint on my brush. So with that, I'm just working upward. Here a little paint has gone because I used a little more water. I'm just filling it up with some paint. I hope this was clear. And next for the clouds here, since we were this is completely filled with blue. I'll go for some pink and purple clouds. For that, I'll take a little pink. I'm not directly taking pink. I'll mix a little bit of white purple, and a very little of blue, the same blue which I used. I'll take a little of all these three colors, and yeah, with a flat brush itself, I'll keep the brush like this, and I'll make a few strokes from this corner. See? It doesn't have, like, small strokes would do. It won't be that visible now. So for that, after this step, I'll add a little more pink. I'll add a little more pink and make a few strokes here and there. If you want a little more brighter clouds, I'll take just pink. And then here I'm not putting much pressure on my brush. I'm using just the tip part. Yeah. I'll stop it there. So this is our sky part. So this part, I'll add a little bit of orange to this pink that we just mixed. It's not really necessary, but if you want, you can do. Like very little bit, a very little orange with pink. And not too many strokes, just a few here and there. Like if you are overdoing it, sometimes it can damage our entire painting. Don't do too much, just a little would do. Our sky part is done, and the paint is also dried. Okay. Next is the trees. For that, you'll need black. You can either add black directly, or you can mix black with those colors, those dark colors in the sky. For example, you can also mix black with blue and purple. Like if you don't want your black to be that vibrant, see here the black is quite dark. In order to lighten it, you can very well mix with other colors. So this is like plain black. Okay, here let's try by mixing a little blue to it. So for this, I'm using a round brush. I'll take a little blue. Like it's your choice. You can either go with plain black, or you can do how I'm doing it. I'm taking a little blue and I'm mixing black. Adding blue is optional. I'm just adding it. Okay, now my black is somewhat grayish, like dark gray in color. Yeah, this will do. So now for the trees, I'll first sketch with pencils. I'll show you where the branches would be. Now, this part, we should paint black. Other than that, okay, for the trees, I'll be following the same as in this reference. You can add 2 to 3 trees, not that big. So this is the half part and this is the other half. So the trees will almost be within this area. Okay. So I'll draw the, for the tree, I'm just marking it with one line. Like I'll paint 2 trees over here and one on this side. I'm just drawing one line. And here we'll be adding few branches. And also from the top, we'll add few branches. I think it won't be visible with pencil, so I'll directly, first I'll show you. You can after that start painting. I'll show you where to mark first. So one tree would be over here, the other here. Like it's up to you. You can do your own, like mark your own trees, like wherever you feel like. And one over here. Okay. Next, the tree somewhere here towards this side. So only the branches are visible. So I'll add a few branches like this. And the next is from the left top corner. I'll mark 2, 3 branches coming from this side. And you can extend it by like adding more small branches. Okay, I'll tell you how. So I'll first draw the main branch, and from them you can slowly add new branches. Same way here, like this. Yeah, this is what we'll be doing for all these. I hope this is clear. You can randomly add wherever you want. Here I'll be painting one on the left top corner. And same way here. Okay, let's make it a little more thick towards the bottom. Same way for this, making it a little thick as we go down. Now here I'll add one branch. I hope it is clear. Now from here, I'll add a few more. You can go in different directions. Like, it's up to you. You can decide. We are first adding the branches so that we'll have an idea where to place the leaves. So it's an easier way. Can also add small extensions from here. Okay, we didn't fill this part, right? So you can slowly add. Okay, before that, since this is a straight line, okay, let's mark, let's fill this part. So I'm filling this part. it won't be nice if it is just a straight line. So for that, in order to mark some bushes or like some trees, I'll make some shapes like this randomly. Okay. And you can first fill that gap using the same black color. Now, what I'll do is, I'll show it here first. So this is the shape that we just made, right? In order to fill, give a defined like shape or something, what we'll do is, using a round brush, I'll just dab my brush on the paper. I'll be just pressing. It's like just making some dots. See, now you'll get the effect of some leaves, or I'll show it on the painting so that it will be more visible. So here I'm just on the corners, on the border part, I'm just making these dots using a round brush. This is one method, and I'll show you another easier way to fill that gap. I'm using a very old brush. You can see the hair is kind of very bad in condition. So I'm taking this black, the color that I have been using. I'm taking that and I'm just pressing it the same way. And you can get a different texture here. Okay, I'll show with another brush. This is another brush. I think it's not this. Second. Yeah, it's another old brush. So yeah, I have taken black, and I'm just, see, you're getting a different texture. So mostly old damaged brushes can be used for this. Focus. Okay, so at the like border part, I'll just do these kind of strokes. I'm just pressing the brush on my paper. Make sure you don't put a lot of pressure, because the paint below, since this is kind of wet, it can, damage the layers below. So this is one method to add leaves. Like, you can reuse your damaged brushes. If you don't have this brush, you can go along with the previous method where we used a round brush and made these kind of shapes. Not shapes, we were just pressing it onto the papers. Okay. Now we'll be adding leaves to the split part of every branch. Here, 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 here. Like wherever the ends, the branch ends, we'll be adding leaves there. See, like this. So with this old brush, I'll be making leaves. Like the shape can vary. Now for the top part, I'm just going in for like a round, not a round. Yeah, somewhat like this. So wherever the branch ends, I'm just adding this texture. Okay, the thing is, I'm keeping the brush perpendicular so that I'll get this, it's not visible. Since the brush is damaged, the ends are kind of it's not a straight alignment. It's kind of going in different directions. So that it's because of that I'm getting a different texture. So I'm keeping the brush perpendicular to my paper and I'm doing this. Even if you don't have branch endings, you can randomly, make this anywhere if you want to fill the space. So this is the technique that you'll be using for the rest part. Now I'll be doing this for this side as well. Same way where the branch ends, I'll be adding. Same way, same method, I'm adding leaves. Make sure that you're not pressing it a lot on the paper. And also the paint that I'm using is not that wet. It's kind of thick. So even if you're adding too much of water, that can reactivate this layers. So I can show you an example. Like I'll show it on one side. So this is kind of watery. So with that, if I'm just dabbing it a lot on the same place, like I don't know if it's visible for you guys, but the paint is almost reactivating. The pink is almost reactivating. Yeah, it has been reactivated. So we can't work further over there unless the paint is dried. So don't add too much of water. A little water will do. So using this method, I'm just filling out wherever we need to add leaves. I told you the branch endings, but you can also add wherever there is gap. So the brush which I'm using is a flat brush. It's a damaged one. You can also use any other old brush. So here also I'll add a little touch. You can also use round brush as I told before. So I'll try to add a small, like little details using this. So I'm just making so small mini strokes like these. So if over here, I'll just add few lines, small lines. Yeah, you don't have to do it. I'm just telling in case you feel like adding more definition. Only at the like ends. Not everywhere, but like only in some places I'll be doing this. Especially in the ends, like top tip parts. Since this is the second layer, second or third, because we already have a layer of paint below, make sure that you like don't reactivate the paint below. You can add small branches in case your branches are not that visible. You can randomly mark lines like these. I guess that's it. If you overdo, sometimes it can be damaged. So this is the final painting. I didn't copy the exact same trees, but yeah, this is the idea behind. Also, while removing the tape, make sure you remove them slowly because sometimes your paper can come out. And also remove it only after your paint is like fully dried. Because once the paint, like if the paint is already wet, it will be difficult to remove the tape smoothly. So this is our final, sorry, this is our final picture. There's a little difference. The colors, like here, the orange was a little dark. Here, I didn't add much orange, I guess. So yeah, it's fine. Like it's up to you. You can choose your own colors. So yeah, this was it. I want to thank Flash Paints for giving me this opportunity to take this workshop. Okay, I hope you had a great time painting this. I hope it was informative.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.